Good morning, everybody. Good morning. The time right now is 3:48 p.m. and I have a message to everybody watching this. If you don't know what's about to happen, you're in the dark and you need to really open your eyes because this is going to be a life-changing opportunity, and it's happening right before my eyes. I first heard about Bitcoin in 2012, and my friend said, "Hey bro, we should buy a few coins." And I was like, "Bro, that's a scam. That's never happening." And I heard about it in 2017. I'm like, "Nah, bro, I'll have more money. I won't need it." Then I heard about it in 2021, right? The all-time highs. I'm like, "Oh, it's over. It popped." And finally this year, I started buying it. I'm like, "All right, this thing's not going away. We're only going to see more growth. So let me just put $5 a day into it." I started slowly putting $5 a day in, and right now I'm up about $600 already. And we're entering a bull market phase. But this one is going to be a little bit unique. Donald Trump won the presidency, and not to get political, but he is going to start a national Bitcoin reserve in the United States. Countries are adopting it at a rapid rate. States are starting to hoard it. People are accepting it to pay off bills. I think it was Michigan today, something like that. And Michael Saylor's buying $42 million worth of Bitcoin in the coming year. If you don't have this asset, you definitely should. And I'm a poor guy. I work at 7-Eleven. I got no money. I've got nothing, right? I'm a minimum wage worker. And there's no way for me to ever catch up. Investing in dividends and investing in stocks, it'll take me 30 years until I can finally have a little bit of a nest egg. But thanks to Bitcoin, it's catching me up, and it's catching me up fast. And the thing is, man, like, I talk to Robert sometimes and he goes like, "Bro, don't worry about what other people have or where you're supposed to be. Just it's okay where you are." And it's like, nah, screw that. We got to get to where we want to be. We got to get to where we're going. And the only way you do that is by putting goals down and saying like, yeah, now I'm 30 years old. I should have been here. I got to do something to catch up. Because the last thing I want to do, man, is be 60 years old working at 7-Eleven and working at Walmart. And my whole life, I've been working at convenience stores and Starbucks, 7-Elevens and Starbucks, right? Taco Bell. And my whole life, I've seen older people. And I'm not putting anybody down, man. They're the coolest people I've ever met. I've had a lot of good coworkers in my life, but they didn't think ahead, man. They didn't think about the future. And whether they couldn't or wouldn't or shouldn't, you can always sacrifice some money to put down. But it requires sacrifice. It requires pain. You know, like there are a lot of things I've missed out on in the past year because I've been saving so much money. I could have went on more vacations. I could have spent more money. I could have bought more things. But I still live an okay life. I still go out once a week. My bills are very high and my income is very low though. So I decided, got to do something for the future. And that's what I did. And I see so many people at my jobs, and like I'm going to bring up Robert again because he's who I talk to all the time. And he said the point like, you know, don't worry about that so much. Worry about today, and I'm worried about living my life. But I have a different perspective because I see people who don't worry about it and live your life, but then I see them struggling every day. Like I see my struggling old coworkers. Like when I worked at Starbucks, a couple of them were there in their 70s and they were like depending on this paycheck, and they're sweating and just dripping down. And they're working really hard because their bodies are breaking down. And they still got to work these insane hours and things, you know? And I don't want that to be me. So I think what you have to do is you got to open your eyes, and whether you like Trump or not, he's going to be huge for Bitcoin. He's appointing Bitcoin people in his cabinet, Bitcoin people all around him. And it's not too late to get on the train, man. So download, find out, do some research about Bitcoin. And you can just put in little bits. I've just been doing $5 a day. And from that, I've already gained like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I just think like now's the time to grind. So by the time I'm 35, I'm not worried about dying on the Walmart floor and dying working at 7-Eleven, because I don't want to worry about being homeless when I'm 60 or having to work so hard until my retirement and I only get to take a week off a year. I'm trying to build a future for myself, and it's important. And don't take it for granted what's going to happen in these next 4 years. And for anybody who thinks I'm crazy, do some research, because I'm going to tell you guys in 4 years how it worked out. And we'll see who's right, but I know I'm going to be.
We'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right? We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
But how do you want it to be more prominent in America? How will that work?
Oh, it's going to work easily. It's already prominent. It's moving along. It's very loosely regulated. That's one of the reasons it's moving along. But it is a different form of a currency, and it's going to end up benefiting the country. But if we shut it down, like, Biden's trying to shut it down, Biden doesn't have the intellect to shut it down. Can you imagine this guy's telling you to shut something down like that? He has no idea what the hell it is. But if we don't embrace it, it's going to be embraced by other people. It's a massive thing already. Did you read where it's bigger than any company in the world already? I mean, if you look at the market, it's bigger than many countries. It's a very big thing. If we're not going to be the leader, we have the people that are the leaders. I know some of them. They're very smart. And if we don't embrace it, other countries are going to embrace it. Other countries will anyway. But we can be the leader, and we might as well be the leader.